All right, Shalom. We're coming out of Lions Den of Yashar camp. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And salutations to all the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, brother, we got a quick lesson. Lord willing to edify to the hopefully elect out there. And with that being said, we're going to jump straight into it. And the first precept we're going to bring out is Genesis chapter 16, verse 9. And it says, "And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands." It's like it. "And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai have heard thy affliction."
Current. And so that's talking. That's an angel of the Lord talking to Hagar, which is Sarai, whose name later got changed to Sarah's handmaiden, because Sarah was barren and couldn't give Abraham a child. So he wanted a child. So Sarah gave Abraham her maid, and there Ishmael was born. And Ishmael is the progenitor of the Arab nation, the not Elamites. What is it? I always think Elamites. Ishmaelite. So he's the progenitor of that nation, and those that nation, they all follow Islam, and our people have always been afflicted with Islam, and now what I've been seeing online a lot is being a Moor. Everyone wants to be a Moor, and all a Moor is just a Muslim. And back in history, the Moors were just Israelites who converted to Islam, and that's all they were. And Elamites, Ishmaelites, they don't. The only thing that they were promised were to be a great nation, and that's it. They didn't have any. Well, I'm gonna start at verse 12. "And he will be a wild man; his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she shall call the name of the Lord that spake to her, Thou God seest me. For she said, I have also looked after him that seeth me." Well, that was a little bit, but he shall be a wild man. Now going to chapter 17, verse 16, it says, this is the Most High talking to Abraham about Sarah. It says, "And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. And I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her." Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, "Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear?" And Abraham said unto Yahweh, "O that Ishmael might live before thee." And Yahweh said, "Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac." So there's Isaac. And Ishmael is the firstborn, so naturally it always goes to the firstborn. But you have some cases like with Jacob and Esau, it went to the secondborn child. And in this case, it happened as well, but for a different reason. Well, almost for the same reason. "And I will establish my covenant with him, and for an everlasting covenant." Everlasting covenant. That means it's going to always be there. It's never going to cease. "And with his seed after him." And after Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob's name later turned to Israel. And from Israel, you had all the tribes, and now you have all of us. All right, we're not Moors. All right, we're Israelites. Okay, and the people who will call themselves Moors are just Israelites who believe that who believe in Islam.
And if I may add on, man, and by you not acknowledging yourself as an Israelite, man, you basically just calling yourself a heathen, man. All right, why? Because these scriptures are to the nation of Israel. All right, And with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is only a God to the nation of Israel and that speckled bird. That confusion of face me then with the other nations. I got a quick precept. If I can bring it up. This Joel chapter 2 verse 27. It says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed." Man. So with that being said, the God of the Bible, all right, the God of the Bible, which is the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's the God of Israel and none else, man. So with that being said, he's only the God of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. All right, there's no more or Islam on that list. Okay, you may have some people that's Migaden with Ishmael or whatever the cause may be, all these other nations, man. All right, why? Because that's that confusion of face, that speckled bird. All right, but their bloodlines go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So with that being said, they are the seed of Israel. All right. So with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, all right, is their God, is our God, man. All right, these Moors are just basically Israelites that took on Islamic customs, man.
All right. And people say that like when you wear a scarf on your head and it's wrapped up all nice, and you might be, a headscarf on your head, and you might have it wrapped up or something like that, or wearing a headband like the brother wearing, they'd be like, "Oh, you look Arabic." No, you look like an Israelite. The Arabics just took our culture and blended it and made it into a religion, into Islam and all that other carnal bullshit.
Man, if I may add on to as well, man. Speaking of Islam, even in the Quran, it tells them to follow the ways of the children of Israel, man. So with that being said, man, just pick up the Quran, throw it in the trash, because the children of Israel read from the King James scriptures, man, the Holy Bible. All right. So with that being said, go and toss that away and come pick up the sword, man.
This is verse 20. "And as far as Ishmael, I have heard thee." Ishmael means God hears, or God has heard. "As far as Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him." So what did he bless him with? "I will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall begat him, and I will make him a great nation." All right, but here's the point. "But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year." That's it. That's the whole bread and butter right there. "But my covenant will I establish with Isaac." That's it. So Ishmael, all he was blessed with is a fruitful and multiplying nation. That's it. And they pretty much already had their run during the trans-Saharan slave trade, when they were dealing with us during slavery. And they had during the Dark Ages, when we ruled, they were also ruling over there. They had a big there was a lot of Islam stuff going on in that in that section of the world, and there was a lot of medicines and stuff like that. So they were a great nation for a certain period of time here on Earth. But that's it. That's all they were promised. A carnal heaven upon this earth. All right. And I'm gonna go to chapter 21.
I got a quick precept. It says, this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy God. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth," man. So with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua chose the nation of Israel, man. He didn't choose Islam. He didn't choose Ishmael. He didn't choose those other nations, man. He chose the nation of Israel, Yasharallah, man. He's the Prince of Power, Israel, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right.
This is Genesis chapter 21. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, "And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born unto Isaac, mocking." So this is Sarah. She saw Ishmael, the son of Hagar. That's the name of her handmaiden. She was an Egyptian. It says, "Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And this thing was grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And that's not saying, follow the woman or something like that. It's just saying that Yahweh told her something that was going to come to fruition. He told her that the covenant is going to be with Isaac, and you just do away with Ishmael. And that's what she's telling him, hey, then they're not going to be hand to hand. I'm going to go to Galatians 14 and 26. I'm starting at verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. For it is written, rejoice thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry thou that travailest not. For the desolate hath many more children than she which hath an husband. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was the children of the promise, children of the promise, not Ishmael, not the Islams, which is a religion. It's not a nationality. All right, because they're Islamic, and they're an Islamic country, but they're Arabs or they're I don't know what other. Turkish have like a lot of Muslims in there too.
And once again, man, with that being said, the Moors just the Israelites converting to a Nation of Islam, NOI. All right, so with that being said, man, you choosing other gods, man. Mm-hmm. All right, so with that being said, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to number you to that sword. Or in the time of your calamity, man, he's going to tell you to cry unto the gods which you have chosen. All right, I got a quick precept real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse 4. It says, I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before my eyes and choose that wherein I delighted not. Come, man. So the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai chose your delusions, man. Why? Because Hosea 4 and 6, once again, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You're not obtaining to the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai. You have to go by your own understanding, man. So with that,
go get a Popeye's chicken sandwich or some shit.
Man. Yeah, that's the big talk of the day. So with that being said, man, you choosing wherein the Lord delighted or not. All right, just like in our scriptures, man, you shall serve other gods, even of wood and stone, man. And that's what our people doing big to this day. That wood being representation of the cross of Christianity, and that stone being representation of the cobblestone of the Nation of Islam, man. All right, the two biggest religions that our people are held back today, hence the word religion, man, to restrain or hold back, man. That's their restraint. All right, they're being held back by these false philosophies, man. All right.
This is verse 29. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free. That's also twofold, saying that we're not Africans, that we're Israel. Because, but I'm go back to verse 26. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. And Africa was our place of was the place where we went into our captivity. All right, so there we will be the child of the bondwoman, but we're not the child of the bondwoman. We're not Africans. We're not Hamites. We're Israelites. We're princes and princesses of power who have a covenant with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, who is the creator of everything that we can see and can't see, that we can hear and can't hear. All of that. He chose us out of everybody on the face of the earth. He could have chose the Moabites or anybody else, but he chose us because he loves us and he delights in us, and he is putting us through this furnace of affliction, making a human being more worthy than gold. That's saying everything.
Come on, I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider, just like the brother was saying, man. All right, these are two of the dumbest animals on the earth, but yet they know who their owner is. They know who their master is. They know who their creator is, man. All right, but Israel, they doth not consider. They don't care, man. They don't care. They just, oh shit, YOLO, you know what I'm saying, out here living it up. Just like Apostle Gabar said the other day, man. All right, basically, if Jake is out here happy, man, he doesn't care what fucking condition he's in, man. As long as he's out here able to succeed or just make it by, you know what I'm saying, to make it look like he got something, you know, they don't care what condition they're in.
As long as he got a beer in his hand and Pope,
Come. So that's why, matter of fact, grab that quick preset real quick too as well. This is Isaiah chapter 66. It's like this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." Come, man. So with that being said, man, that's just another one of these false philosophies that's being put out by Esau, man. You know what I'm saying? In this day's time, all right. There's something he got out here for the masses to go back to Psalms chapter 83. Let us cut the nation of Israel off. The name of Israel off of being a nation, all right, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know, just to deceive the masses, man. All right, to be a deceiver, a devil, all right. So with that being said, you got 2/3 of our people falling right into these traps, man. All right, once again, Hosea 4:6 says, "My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge," man. All right, so that's why they're falling in these traps, man.
And that's why when first coming into the truth, people around you, they think that you're converting to Islam because Islam and being the Israelite, they're very, very close. All right, but Islam is just the offshoot. Islam is just like the first one, the first one to copy
a replica.
That was the first replica, Khan Thawada, and the Khazars, they was the second ones. So that's why they ain't as flavorful. And even Islam is not as flavorful because they got to do that going around the rock shit, like all the unnecessary shit. They got to bang their head on when they pray. One of the Akim, he from Philadelphia, he talks about, there's a huge Muslim community up there, and they gotta, when they pray, they bang their head on the floor, and it makes it leaves like a scar, and you'll see like a lot of Muslims, they got scars on their head, and they kind of took pride in how big their scar was because it shows that they prayed more. That's some carnal shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's carnal as hell. Like, I don't. It's a lot of carnality to it.
Man. Like, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are always trying to find some form of fashion of comfort throughout scriptures, all right? So that's why they twist everything up or go this way or go that way with a thing, and, they'll take that foot and go a whole 10 miles, man. So with that being said, this is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. It says, "What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded." Come, man. What is Israel trying to obtain? That knowledge and wisdom, man. That knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. All right, how to understand these scriptures. You go through any day, man. All right, you can't go past the Jake to be like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to find my way, chasing this, going on this spiritual walk, man. That's going back to Romans, man. They have a zeal of the Lord, but not according to knowledge, man. They have a zeal of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, but not according to knowledge, man. All right. So they have a form of righteousness, but not according to the righteousness of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. All right. They're out here seeking for this knowledge and wisdom, but looking in all the wrong places. Okay. So that's why you got them going all the way to Islam, Christianity, this, that, and the third, man. All right, but yet they never want to acknowledge the fact that, oh, yeah, man, we're the true Hebrew Israelites. That's going back to that Isaiah, man. The ox knoweth his owner and the ass his master crib, but Israel, my people, does not consider. All right, they don't. Galatians, man, Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore your enemy because I tell you the truth? All right, they don't want to hear the truth. All right, it's like once you hear the truth, oh, well, I ain't worried about that, man. It's just going one ear out the other, man. All right. Verse. Yeah,
so still going.
Oh, lucky. All right. This is Romans 11:8. It says, "According as it is written, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day." Come, man. So that's until this present day, man. The Bible is a book of life. All right. It's being played out now as we speak. So with that being said, this is accurate right now. All right. It says, "Give them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear." Eyes that they should not see to be able to understand these scriptures when they going through them, man. Ears that they should not hear, so when they hear these scriptures, they won't be able to understand, man. All right, it's always the angel of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right there on hand, man. All right, to keep this truth away from those that rejected it before, man. All right, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, man. So if you rejected this knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua before, Oh, nah, man, you can't get it now. All right. It's nothing new under the sun. So what you was doing back then, the same thing you're doing now. All right.
Because the Revelation, all eyes shall see him when he's coming with the clouds, even those that pierced him. So when the Roman soldier that pierced Yahushua in the rib with the spear, he here on this earth today, you really think he's gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, I am an Israelite. You know, I'm gonna go out there on the highways and byways, and you know, I'm gonna teach. You know, No, he gonna continue to pierce Yahushua in the rib by either scattering our people by teaching some vain philosophy, or he's probably a high ranking police officer or something like that, you know, still killing and stealing from our people and still putting hell on our people as well.
Con, man. And that's pretty much going, once again, nothing new under the sun, man. You got people that were scoffing back then, the prophets of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, they doing it now. All right, I have one more verse I want to go through. Romans 11:9, man. All right, why? Because the people, they just don't care. Once again, man, that's why David said, let the table be made of snare. All right, and it says, Romans 11:9, it says, and David self let their table be made of snare, and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Come on, man. So with that being said, man, let their table be made of snare. Let it be made a trap. Let it be made a stumbling block, something they're going to stumble on, something that's so simple, all right, that they can easily go over, step right over it, but yet they choose to sit there and dwell in it, man. All right, so that's how you know that the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, is not working with them, man. All right, so with that being said, David prayed this prayer that the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, darken their eyes, that they won't be able to understand this truth, all right, that they won't be able to understand these scriptures, okay? Because I promise to you, man, when I pretty much talk to anybody, it's just like talking to a wall, like literally, man. You know, what you said, or if they hear what you say, they just say what you said, twist it up to their likings, man.
Or what at my job, one of my coworkers, he walked past me as I was teaching that day, and the day after, he asked me what I was teaching. He asked me about everything it was, and after I got done telling him, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are the Israelites, America about to be destroyed, he looked at me for like a good 2 seconds and said, yeah, man, I'm trying to get some extra hours on my here at Walmart, because I'm trying to get paid. Completely changed the subject. Like he didn't want to talk nothing about it. He didn't want to say nothing. He just completely changed the subject. This is meant for who it's meant for. You got any more precepts up?
Not that I can think of.
All right. I'm gonna continue with Genesis chapter 21. I'm gonna start back at verse 12, and I'm reading the majority of this 21st chapter of Genesis just to show what happened to Ishmael as he got older and as he was cast out. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, "Let it not be grievous." Verse 12. So and Yahweh said unto Abraham, "Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed." So Yahweh was like, even though he isn't the same way he did with Esau, he's not, he's of the seed, so he's going to have a carnal blessing, but not a spiritual blessing. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, that's the bondwoman, putting it on her shoulder, and the child sent her away, and she departed and wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs, and she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shoot. For she said, "Let me not see the death of the child." And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And Yahweh heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of Yahweh called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, "Who aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for Yahweh heard the voice of the lad where he is." And that's what Ishmael means. Ishmael means Yahweh hears, or I think it means Yahweh hears. Verse 18. Arise, lift up the lad, hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. For Yahweh opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And Yahweh was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phicol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, Yahweh is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by Yahweh, that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, that thou shalt do unto me, and to thy land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham saying, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servants had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who hath done this thing, neither did thou tellest me, neither yet I heard of it but today. And that's just going on into what Abraham was going through. But all that became of Ishmael was he just became a great nation. That's it. He didn't have any promise. He wasn't going to have no spiritual powers. He wasn't going to have a promise of the kingdom. He wasn't going to be, he probably is scattered abroad, or anything like that. But at the same time, nothing great like what we got coming to us. Nothing like what we got unto us. That's it. So that was the end of Ishmael. That was his whole story. He was the son of Abraham, and his mother was a bondwoman. And because she was a bondwoman, he was the son of a bondwoman. And he didn't have the same. He wasn't an heir unto the covenant. And that's it. That's all it is. That's pretty much the whole basis of what I wanted to bring out. That Islam was made by Ishmael, or was made by Muhammad, who was the ancestor. Ishmael was an ancestor of Muhammad, and all that stuff is just carnality. It's just a replica of the scriptures. The Quran has so many references to the scriptures. All right, like what the brother brought out before. In the Quran, it says, follow
the ways of the children of Israel, man.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know his son's name, but Farrakhan, the son of Farrakhan, he quotes the Bible so much, and I think he himself said that we're Israelites, didn't he?
I'm not mistaken, but I can't say this. Farrakhan don't even read from the Quran no more. Matter of fact, if it wasn't the beginning of this year. It was the beginning of last year of 2018, man, when he made a video basically saying, yeah, man, I know I got a price to pay. I know I messed up. I'm leading these people astray. Mm-hmm. And he's just basically saying, he got a price to pay, man. So with that being said, just like scripture says, if a ruler hearken to lies, even all his servants are wicked, man. Mm-hmm. So therefore, it's going to be judgment for him and those that obtain to his speakings. All right.
And that's all it is. Ishmael was just promised to be a great nation, which he was. He had a good run, and now it's Esau's turn. And Esau, he had a pretty good run. Now his carnal blessing is fading away, just like Ishmael's did. Well, Ishmael's still getting blessed because they're over in Dubai. They living it up off the oil that they got. So they getting their carnal blessings. They living it up. They doing pretty good for themselves. But when Yahweh Shah comes and repays them for their wickedness that they did for touching the apple of his eye, which is us, the Israelites, during the trans-Saharan slave trade and transatlantic slave trade, all that's going to be wiped off. All that's going to be destroyed. Now, you have any other precepts up?
I can wrap it up with this one. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6, man, because basically, like the brother was saying, man, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is dealing with the nation of Israel, that speckled bird, that confusion of face, that's mixing in with other nations. As far as Ishmael, Elam, that state, You know, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not dealing with you, man. If you're a heathen, he's not dealing with you. Okay? So with that being said, it's like the brother was saying, man, Salaki. Khan, like the brother was saying, man, the promise wasn't given to Ishmael. It was given to Isaac. Khan. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring this up. It's Isaiah 55:6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near," man. Because if you going with all these other philosophies, man, you can't be called upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, and if you are, you got to have that knowledge and wisdom and understanding of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because you just can't be calling on him and expect to get an answer from him if you're not doing the things which he commanded you to do. Okay,
faith without works is dead.
Come on, man. All right, and faith in who? All right, because you know these Islam call on Allah. All right, and if you're not calling on upon the true name of the Lord, which is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, you basically calling in vain. You're talking to a corner, or talking to a rock, because no one is going to hear you. All right. Verse 7 it says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon." Come on, man. So with that being said, let the wicked forsake his way. Let take off that mortal man, put on the immortal. Take off that cloak of darkness, that cloak of Islam or Christianity or whatever the cause may be, and put on that covering of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right. And with that being said, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And once again, we want to give all praises to Yahweh.